I am Nahed Kabbani, and this is the Lighthouse for today's viewers. Welcome to our show. Today may be our inspiration day for today's show. We have our guest. He is familiar to you, and you might be familiar to him. He visited us so many times. The minute I feel he has a good speech in Toastmasters, I bring that speech to you, my viewers. Today, you will be happy to hear Mr. L.T. Tenderson. Welcome to our shows.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
So what you will tell us today, what kind of speech you will give us today?
Save our children.
Okay. Looking forward to hear you.
Okay.
Will you please?
Yes, ma'am. I have in the past worked in the Department of Correction, California Youth Authority. I have seen the demise of our children. The future is in our children. We must change the correctional system, change the environment, give these felons hope for the future. You see, it costs billions of dollars to incarcerate one inmate. Therefore, there must be a system to rehab these individuals to where they can change their attitude and become more self-sustaining and feel better about themselves. To give these felons hope. To plant the seed of hope is essential to have these individuals change their lifestyle. These old, antiquated buildings that these felons are warehoused in, it can cost up to $50,000 to warehouse one felon. The environment is conducive to a culture of hate, anger, and danger. Constant race wars. Ongoing danger. Burnout for the staff. Hate is pretty much a part of that environment to a point to where you can almost feel the intensity of the environment. What a waste of humanity. Some of these felons are educated, talented, and gifted. As a man of God and a Christian, I do believe that if we could incorporate a counseling modality that encourage these felons with love, will produce good fruit. To change their way of thinking about themselves, their life script. Some of these felons have been told from day one, you'll never make it. You're not good enough, you're not smart enough. And you will never be anything. What happened with that is that information rings in the ear of some of those folks for a lifetime. So in order to change the attitude, we must change our methodology of treating these people. The self-love, self-esteem, self-worth, all those values that need to be taught for these folks to get a different opinion about who they are. Crime is on the increase. Also, some of these fellows have mental health issues. This is one of the areas that we must change if we're going to produce the kind of environment of peace and joy and love for all Americans. The politics of hate produces a culture of hate, danger. All these kinds of behaviors is a part of that environment that we need to change. To spend all these monies and get pretty much nothing in return because 50% of these individuals come back. So what did that prove to us who work in the system? It's not working. Therefore, we must change the old antiquated buildings to where they are housed at, because your environment is conducive to your behavior. If you're in an environment where everything is negative, it promotes negativity, constant warfare. In my days of working in the Department of Correction, California Youth Authority, what I would recommend today to raise more money to change these antiquated buildings, simply to raise the gas tax, could produce millions and billions of dollars to change the environment, the building that these individuals have to live in. Because over a period of time, it wears on the felons as well as the staff. I recall when I worked for the California Youth Authority, there was a specialized program using transaction analysis as a treatment modality. In a unit altogether, these inmates' wards was given a specialized treatment modality, dealing with the life strip. The life script of these individual wards and inmates goes way back to their childhood. In order to overcome that, they have to be aware of why they are doing what they do. Once they get in touch with their own criminality, perhaps they can change. I recall I had a ward who was on my caseload. His parents came to visit with him. And he wrote a letter to Governor Reagan saying that Mr. Tennyson has done for our child in 6 months and what we couldn't do in 19 years. Merely because they had an opportunity to learn how they became criminalized and the bad choices they made. So basically, if we are, as a people, going to change the methodology, we must change the environment, these old, antiquated buildings. It will cost a lot of money to do this, but in the long run, it'd be worth it. Because crime itself would go down. Because we live in a state of warfare. The culture of hate in America is running rampant. These senseless killings for no apparent reason. In the churches, the theaters, Boston Marathon. If we don't change the system of where it's going today, we all can be victims of these folks and their criminalized behavior, attitude. I would like to think as a man of God, love and encouragement bears good fruit. Some of these folks have never had this kind of treatment, enhancement to where they can learn to feel good about who they are. And that ultimately is where these problems derive. These folks have a negative opinion about who they are. And if we can spend all these millions of dollars per year to warehouse these individuals, we should at least consider changing the environment. By changing the environment, I think they would get more opportunity to get in touch with their true self. Self-love, self-esteem, self-joy, self-peace, and all the fruits of the Spirit, because I do believe love and encouragement produces good fruit. It's a very simple formula, but I believe it will work if we give it a try. But the way things are going today, it's not really having the effect that it should on the people that's there in these institutions. So I think we as citizens in America, to show compassion enough to change the environment, these antiquated facilities, is very primitive. And when you live in a primitive environment, it produces that kind of behavior. Love and encouragement can produce good fruit. And I say to you, my audience and fellow Toastmasters, in order for us to get beyond where we are in our criminality, we must change the system so these individuals can be helped to be redeemed, and also change their behavior and way of lifestyle. Their way of lifestyle. So I feel fortunate this day to have this opportunity to speak with you and share these thoughts with you. I hope this information will affect how you feel about these folks who are locked up in prison and have more compassion. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much.
Okay, you're certainly welcome.
You're watching The Lighthouse for today's viewers, brought to you by oneworldforyou.org.
Welcome back. So it's nice to have you, always nice to have you with us. You
Thank
inspire
you.
us, and you always bring us a hope
Right on.
with your talk. Even sometimes the topic is tough and not pretty nice topic like what we talk about. So let me have some more explanation for our viewers about the points what you mentioned in your speech.
Okay.
You talk about the politics and the system make the people feel the hatred or something. How that work for the community?
Okay. I think, Nahed, when you have an environment already infiltrated with different kinds of folks and different kind of behaviors, it promotes more of that kind of behavior. And this is one of the things that we should be trying to correct. In order to correct the behavior, we have to change the system in order for them to be able to change their methodology in life and how to think about themselves, and most certainly how they treat each other. The culture of hate is dangerous. And that's what we see in these prisoners all the time. And that culture has somehow become a part of our culture. If you look at the news, and there are all these various kinds of senseless killings of people for no apparent reason. So that culture is expanding itself into society. In order to change that, we must give these folks a different kind of a treatment modality.
First of all, I believe, in my opinion, we have to admit and remember that those people in prison, they were in our society as our children.
Right on.
And they were living
Right
in the
on.
society like any other person.
Right on.
Something happened to them through the life, made them have the mistakes to be able to go to the prison.
Right on.
That means we as communities, as families, are responsible somehow.
Right on.
And you mentioned a point that the hatred from that kind of systemized things guide those people to do something.
Right on.
Let's focus on the family first, then the politics, then the society.
Right. Well, the behavior itself derived from a learned experience. And a lot of those experiences derive from the family. For instance, now, if you have a child and you tell that child you're not smart enough, you're not good enough, you'll never be anybody. Those thoughts are ringing in that child's ear for a lifetime. In order to break that kind of thinking and attitude, the child has to be exposed to a different kind of lifestyle. And that can change when the child make up his mind to change his behavior. But see, this is the fruit of the technology, the modality
That's the point. That's what
that
I'm
is
trying
being
to-
used to rehab these individuals. Until such time when they make up their mind to change, they will continue down through the life of despair, which don't bear any kind of fruit at all for themselves as well as society.
I believe some people think that they have to be honest to their children. Too honest sometimes make the opposite thing. Okay, I am a mother. I have a child. He is not too smart. But he is smart in so many ways, but not smart the way I want him to be. Should I tell him you are not smart, or should I take care of his learning little bit more, give him more protection and more help to be a better person?
Right?
Or I will be lying if I didn't tell him, you are not smart enough. I have hard time to believe from the American point of view that the truth is good and kids should know the truth. They are still kids.
Right on.
It's our responsibility
Right
to
on.
find a way to feel this is good, this is bad, this is need to improve. This is the parent's job with love, as you
Right on.
mentioned.
Right
That's
on.
the way, the word what I love
Right
from your
on.
speech. Love
Right.
will
Bear good fruit.
everything will fix
yeah.
everything.
Right, right,
What about the mother and father and kids?
right.
The main issue between them, love. You will accept your kids no matter what, and you take care of them no matter what. They are gift from God. They didn't make themselves.
Right on. That's true. Well, what happened is, Nahed, every individual has his own set abilities. And to recognize areas that the child is good in, to encourage. And the areas that he's not as good in, also encourage. This will give the child a sense of being worthy and loved. Because if the child grows up feeling unloved, especially from the parents, and that's where the life scripts pretty much evolved from, the parents telling the child, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you'll never be anybody. Those kind of thoughts are ringing in that child's ear for a long time, for a lifetime. Therefore, the child will seek out other kinds of ways to be accepted. Accepted is one of the things that children need
Yes.
to feel a part of.
Because he will not try to do better. They put that wall between himself and being able to do something better.
Right on, right on. It's like a child who has moderate, minimal abilities. That doesn't mean the child cannot succeed in life. As long as he is honest, forthwith, and encouraging to others and respectful to parents and elders, the child can still have a good life.
Yes. And have the ability to learn something else, not copy myself or copy his father or copy his neighbor.
Do his own self-ability and what he can perform and do
Yes.
for himself.
Because everybody has his own ability.
That's right.
If we help him to find that,
Right.
if we help him to find where is the strength,
Right on.
not where is the negative,
Right on.
he will be a better child.
Oh, yeah. Self-esteem is a valueless products to have, because when the individual feels good about himself, that is a ability he can transfer on to others.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's how we all get joy out of our kind of relationship with our peers, our children, as well as society. If we develop an attitude of compassion, consideration, love for others, that same fruitful attitude will come back to you.
Yes.
And basically, when a child experiences that in life, that encourages that child to keep moving forward.
So, for sure, the family is the basic foundation for community.
Right on.
And the father and the mother, when they join effort and
Right
get
on.
married and make kids,
Right on.
the responsibility on them
Right
to
on.
take care of their kids because they didn't come by themselves.
That's true. You know, that's very true, because from day one, Nahid, that child was looking up, checking you out.
Yes,
So he learns from your
Yes.
experiences
Yes.
in life as well.
Yes.
So that's why we have to be careful how we conduct our own business around our children, because they can see what's going on, and they also can copy that or make different choices. If they see good things happening, that will most likely produce the same kind of result in his mind, heart, and soul, to be that same kind of person as perhaps the parents or a guardian,
Yes.
per se.
Yes. Absolutely. I believe full mother job is a full and overtime job,
Right
because the child need 24/7 watching and teaching.
Right on.
Everything happen without telling you. Fix it up. You teach how to do it without saying, "I will tell you. I will tell you."
Right
That
on.
means natural things
Right
should
on.
be done normally and simply,
Right
to not
on.
let the child living in the school and maybe the police guard, the mother standing just to say, "Don't do this, do that," or
Right
whatever.
on. Right on.
The care and love will teach more than order.
Right on. Right
And
on.
this is the way the first 4 years at home, with the care and love, as you mentioned. First day, the baby look at their
Right
parents,
on. Oh, yeah.
and he
Right
will
on.
watch parents without notice, and
Right
he will
on.
copy so many things until he learn more.
Right on. Right on.
But I like to know, what is the most problem those prisoners had to bring them to the jail?
Well, the number one problem, crime. And most of them got there by committing crime. And in order to change their lifestyle, there has to be opportunity. And for the most part, that's not happening. What can we do as a society to make sure these folks are given opportunity to rehab? This is when the self-worth, self-esteem, and the character becomes enhanced. It's when they can feel that they are achieving something in life. This in and of itself will produce good fruit.
I believe sometimes we give too much freedom under the name of freedom. Sometimes people are not holding that freedom the right way or understand what does that mean. So I believe most of the problems when we give ourselves the right to be free to do whatever it is, because I am in America, it's freedom. I have the freedom and free. It's limited also.
Right on.
And it has a lot in it, bad and good,
Right on.
when we use it not wisely.
So true.
And that's, I believe, what we have mistaken and taken it wrong. And maybe we'll talk more about it after the break,
Okay.
because it is a big issue for me, at least.
Okay.
I understand there is a freedom, but not this way to practice freedom.
Right.
So we'll have the break and we'll be back.
oneworldforyou.org, promoting cultural understanding through the media.
Yes, my viewers, I believe we have too much freedom. Let's find out if I am wrong or right with our guest. What do you think about freedom in our culture here?
Freedom is a desired state of being. In order to be free, you have to conduct yourself in a manner that produces freedom. And that is a part of a learning experience in life, to how we revolve in a society that is experiencing a culture of hate and danger and evil. So how can we achieve freedom in the midst of all these kinds of activities in society today? It has to be the mind and how you conduct your business with your neighbor. And I believe that if we treat our neighbor as ourselves, that can produce a relationship that bears good fruit. And that fruit can, in fact, propel a relationship for that individual and other individuals as well, because the freedom that we have, we should appreciate it to a point that we share it with our brothers and our sisters and our neighbor. And that's a beautiful thing to experience.
It's, the freedom is absolutely the best thing in the world.
Oh.
That what God gave us when we born.
Right on.
We born free.
Right on, born free.
But also, when we use that freedom to over-limit everything, if you eat over your limit, you will get sick. You will have the opposite.
Right on.
Whatever you do over the limit will be opposite way.
Absolutely.
So
Right on.
also the freedom.
Right on.
I am free to do everything the right way. Free to do to the limit, but not because I am free and I know, I think this is right for me. I push to get to you and push you from my way just because I'm free to do. I want to go there. You have the right to stay here.
Right on.
Like me, I have the right to stay here.
Right on.
So we become not confused and not knowing where is our limitation with the freedom.
Right on.
When you hurt the other people freedom, your freedom will be ended up. We have huge limit. Let's use it wisely. The point what you mentioned, hatred, until after they do whatever they do, we stop them, we put them in jail. But the message or the thing, the bad things, it's over, it's out. It happened, people caught it, and people will follow, even it's bad.
Right on.
It's not freedom.
Right on.
The freedom put them in jail after all.
Yeah.
Not because the system is wrong or this is not right from the authorities, but because they got over the limit of their freedom.
Right on.
We have to be careful about those things, to do the right thing, to benefit from that.
Even with freedom, there are choices. The choices that we choose to make is how we are, in fact, benefited as human beings. Still, there has to be a respect. There has to be considered for each other's feelings, to where there is a harmony that again produces good fruit. Freedom of itself is a good product, but there has to be limits as well. Otherwise, you can take it too far, and that's not a good thing.
Other things to me as community also, the family is the basic things to bring the person to the community as people. If the family don't know how to live happily, why they did make the family? This is the first factory to become people in charge and people outside.
Right.
Parents, home, love, care, education from home.
Right on.
If we look at the homes, to be healthy homes, healthy by all means,
Right.
with healthy love, healthy care, healthy education, healthy food
Right on.
also. Because the fast food also took us away from home. We lost
Right
the dinner time, we lost everything with the fast food, with the fast life, with everything.
on.
No time for the kids around the table anymore,
Right on.
and no time to listen to your kid what happened to his at his day
Right on.
or her day, because mother is working and father is working, tired, and no time to even have a cook at home
Right
to
on.
smell for the kids to love to come to dinner, and no time to talk.
Right on.
Computer, games
Right on.
took us away also, and social media and telephone, cell phone in hand,
Right on.
we become apart.
Yeah.
Everybody by himself or herself.
Well, the family is the foundation for the child himself to grow into a person of character. And those values are very important to see those in practice, of how effective it is to be an individual of character. And this is especially true for the parent. As we talked about a little bit before, there is a need that we all have
Yes.
to be loved, to be accepted, and to be a part of. And when you have a family which plants a seed of love, that's going to grow some real good fruit.
Healthy food.
Healthy fruit.
Healthy food, yes.
Because the child needs that.
Yes.
Even today, as old as we are, the messages that our parents taught to us still rings in the ear. I know it does in mine. So it's important, the kind of structure that we provide for our children so that they don't wind up in somebody's prison.
Don't forget our age. I myself will say
Okay.
it.
Yes.
When we raise our kids with love and care,
Right on.
we will find them when we need that love and care at this age. Because even the elderly people need that love and care. Not
There you
just
go.
the child.
Right on.
All your life, you need that love in different look and different approach.
Right on.
But love is the secret of happiness and the secret of life.
There you go.
Otherwise, you will hate your life. You have nothing in it, and nothing to enjoy
Right on.
in life if there is not inspiring you or somebody care about you. Say you did a good job,
Right on.
at least. You know,
Encouragement. That's essential.
encouragement.
You know, there's a lot of meat to that, what you just said, because we have a thing. We have a daughter that's 56. We call her our 56-year-old baby. And that has a special effect for her, because she knows it's based on how we care for her and about her and the love that we've shown down through the years. So the ingredient that we're talking about here is the ingredient of love.
Yes, yes,
And that can, in fact, enhance, promote all kinds of beneficial behaviors for a family or even to the world.
Yes. Yes.
If we're not so inclined to take time out to practice love and encouragement, the joy of that, there's a joy that's unprofound with that, showing joy,
Yes.
love and encouragement to your neighbor. It produces good fruit.
Yeah, you see, you feel the difference with neighbors, especially. I always encourage our viewers to look around and say hello to neighbors, be safer
Right
this
on.
way, and be loved.
Right
At
on.
least somebody know his neighbor better than just to keep your door closed and think.
Right on.
But really, when you see the neighbors and talk to them and ask you about any question, you feel the closeness,
Right
and you
on.
feel there's no wall between.
Right on.
Without this, you cannot say hello, but for somebody look at you this way. And now, specifically this time, we have a lot of strangers around us.
Right.
So many refugees, so many new faces, so many people, new people comes around, and you see them everywhere.
Right on.
How you can walk away without look at anything if they need help or whatever.
Right on.
If you will be just don't care, you will walk away, which is not humanity.
Right on.
But to stop by and ask if they need help,
Right on.
make you feel happy inside of you as a human being.
Right on. Yeah. This is a behavior that's not practiced hardly ever anymore, because we have become so engulfed with our own self problems and needs where we don't really concern ourselves with our neighbor. And this is an area I think that we all could prosper from, is just take a little time to show compassion for our fellow man. Because the Bible said, love your neighbor as yourself. And when this is done, it promotes a healthy relationship with the neighbor and also with yourself.
Yes.
Because you learn to appreciate how you get benefits from that kind of behavior as well. That produces, again, good
Yes.
fruit.
There is a lot of lack of knowledge. I feel it now more than before in society in general, as education system in this country. In our Middle East countries, in our system, education system, there is a lot of information about the whole world through the study, the classes. Natural, normal, we learn about the whole world. When we
Right.
came to America, we know about America before. But so many people in America, they don't know those faces come from where. And now we have a lot of people. It happened that 2 days ago we had meeting for our neighborhood in the complex.
Right on.
And a lady, Italian lady, she was talking about something happened with her. And she says, that lady told me, you are Jewish because you're rose. You are Jewish. She said, no, I am Italian, I'm not Jewish, and whatever. She
Right.
told us the story and she cleared it up and said, then after all I said, that's really nice to know about the story, but I like to tell you one thing.
Okay.
You might be a Jewish and Italian. Jews is religion. Italian is nationality. I might be Jews, Christian, or Muslim, but I am Middle Eastern. I am American citizen now. I am American, but I am religion for God, nationality for us to put us together. All of them look at me. One lady, old lady, she said, thank you very much. I didn't know that. I said, but Jews use it as nationality and religion. That's what sometimes confusion. But your religion for you, for God's sake, between you and God. But me and you, we are neighbors. We are related to each other. We live together. why we look at where we are from, where we do. We are here as neighbors.
Right.
So really, that short information need a lot of a connection with each other,
Right on.
to know about the other and be happier and closer
Right
to each
on.
other.
I agree with that because religion can be almost anything.
Yes, because this is for God's sake, for
Right
all
on.
of us. So
Right on.
I think there is a lot to talk about it. Let's have a break. We'll be back soon. Welcome back. So back to the story about corruption and things, and we talk about love because of the crime. Is there any other thing you can mention for kids in that prison to focus on?
Well, I think in order for there to be a growing process within the confines of a prison, there has to be an individual drive and goal to make the change. Because a person changes when they get ready. This is something we can't make people do. But I think exposure is a valuable ingredient for change. If these individuals are exposed to a culture that can produce the kind of behavior that the person is seeking, and first of all, the person has to want to change.
You can't take the horse to the water. You cannot push him to drink it.
And unfortunately, we have a lot of those kind of folks who become institutionalized. Therefore, all you can do pretty much is give opportunity as best you can and hope the individual will decide to change his behavior for the sake of his own opportunity in life. And I think education is the key, as well as rehabilitation. Rehabilitation is opportunity to research your own self, lifestyle, and how you can change that. If you want to become a better person, you got to make some changes. Otherwise, hello, you'll be back again.
Yes.
And some of those individuals choose that for a lifestyle.
For no feeling, actually, when they go out and they don't fit in the society, they do mistake, and the mistake brings them back and feel
Right.
this is the comfort zone, why
Right
I
on.
work hard for.
Right on.
But it costs the country how much?
Right on. There was a president, I think it was Eisenhower. He said the only free man is a man in prison because he gets 3 hots in a cot every day. And for some of those individuals, they have allowed themselves to become to that point where this has become a way of life. And that's one of the things that, for me, I like to see, to give these individuals more opportunity and more of a challenge to change their behavior, because they are deprived in society. And some of these folks now had it very smart.
Yeah.
I mean, super smart.
Yes.
The waste of humanity right there is a cost to society, because they could be using those skills
Outside.
in a productive manner
Yes.
that society could benefit from.
If there is any care about this person, because absolutely he didn't feel himself living the right way. That's why he did his own way, and his own way take him to the other side of the world.
Right on, right on.
There is a lot of, as you mentioned also, the politic and the things. We become program,
Yeah.
system,
Right on.
systemized too much. Either you do this or you will be wrong. You do this or you will be wrong. And even voting, we have to vote this way because of 2 big
Right on.
groups, either or this or this. The two groups together, the plan for this group and this group together will make it right for the country. But we have to vote for one. One is not good enough, I guess, for the whole thing. If we work together,
Right on.
much better than make it as groups. And also, I'm not sure if we are doing it right if we vote for this person about what he is promised us, not he is showing us what he is doing, he will do for us as country or society, or helping us with the problems.
Right.
As much as they spend for the campaign, that means they will win through us. But the result will be not serving the right way what we need in reality.
Yeah.
And we have to take care of ourselves after
Right on.
all, as community, as groups, as organizations, as families,
Right on.
friends, clubs. We have to take care of our basic life or
Right.
rules.
Right. Well, with that, Nahad, politics is a self-promoting activity to enhance their own self-worth and financial abilities. Because for the most part, the people per se is not benefited by the politicians. Because I indicated in the speech, the politics of hate, the culture of hate produces anger and danger. And we're living with that today. Seem like every day there's a different kind of senseless crime. Because in some way they feel it's okay to hate and mistreat people. Politics of hate produces a climate of hate and anger toward one's brother and one's sister. As long as we have that kind of system where the focus is on them rather than us or we are in trouble.
Yes.
Because money is of the essence in politics today.
Yes.
And unfortunately, some of these folks that even vote for these folks don't realize they're cutting their own throat. Because they're not going to be benefited.
Yeah.
That's a sad commentary to where we are today as a people.
And what the new generation will learn, when we will have hope that new generation will do better than the old generation, if they live in the same environment. And
Right on. Right on. The old and the new. There is a special connection there, it can be, because the experience that we have had now we should be able to share that experience with our children as well as other folks' children. And at my church, I teach with the children in the Sunday school class, and also as a greeter. What I learned is we all are children in the eyes of God.
Yes.
If we take that as a human interest of love, to where we can share that with one another, a lot of these situations and things that's going on today in society would automatically be reduced. Because the focus would be on your neighbor, your friends, rather than thyself and thy own self-worth and money. Money itself has contaminated a lot of politicians, a lot of people in general, even preachers per se. But that should not be our focus, Nahad. Our focus should be to make America the best that she can be, self-actualizing, meaning to be the best that we can be. And until we do that, the panacea is the cure-all. And that panacea has to be love. if there is going to be change in America, we have to utilize the simplicity of life and how we treat one another, how we talk to one another with love and encouraging words. Like I say to you, Nahat, I'm proud of you. You do a good work here with Toastmasters. By all means, keep it up. You're doing a good job.
Thank you very much for that. I believe the same way what you're talking about. That's why we have things in common.
Right.
And I believe God created us, different people,
Right on.
and put us together in a great country like America to know
Right
the
on.
whole world at one area, to see the
Right.
whole world at one area,
Right.
and to see the God creation through humanity and through education, through love, through knowing the other, helping each other. All that simple words, we had it from all our books.
Right on.
We have to believe in something. Otherwise, and we have to believe in doing good for yourself to be a better person. Because I am a person, but if each person will take care of himself, that
Right
means
on.
we take care of our group, then community, then other. And we will be better person, better
Right.
community, for God's sake, because
Right
we
on.
followed direction. He gave it to us
Right on.
long time ago. Simple way,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't follow it. We
Right on.
forget it. It becomes old-fashioned.
Right on.
Never be old-fashioned.
Right
Because to
on.
me, we born, we didn't make ourselves. We came
on.
from the same resource.
Right
We
on.
have the same soul. We came with empty hands.
Right on.
We leave this world with empty hands.
That's
but
true.
we take with us the good work,
Right on.
and that's our bank
Right on.
will be either empty or full of good things.
That's true.
Simple way, and this is the life story,
Right on.
for me at least.
You know, that's very true, because I believe, Nahat, we are divinely endowed to be our brother's keeper.
Yeah.
I believe that. Because when we do that, we promote a spirit of goodwill.
Yeah.
And that should be our focus. To how can we help someone else
Yes.
to become self-actualizing, meaning to be the best that you can be. Right there is a quality that we all should strive to achieve. Because when we do that, we're promoting goodwill. And goodwill is a beautiful thing to experience.
Look forward to save the children, to not send more to jail,
All right.
and the children will be our future controller people for
Right on.
us,
Right on.
and hopefully will leave our legacy in good shape and good spirit
Right on.
for others to follow.
Right on.
I believe, with God's sake, will help us to do the best what we can do through Toastmasters or Access Sacramento or neighborhood or whatever we can do for other will be back to us in good way with God's bank.
Right on.
So anyway, I really appreciate your coming. And on behalf of my viewers, I thank you very much for your messages and your inspiration, as usual.
Okay.
And hopefully we'll hear another speech sometime soon. And you are
Okay.
always, always welcome and inspire us whenever you
Ditto.
come.
Ditto, Nahat. Same. Appreciate you. All right.
For you, my viewers, I hope that you got something from our show. Think about how to save the children. Our guest always generous to give us his inspiration talk. And we need it from time to time to remind ourselves what to do and how to do for our community and in our home, in ourselves, in our family, for our family. Because community is built up from families like you. Hopefully, we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. and we'll see you next time.